I've got a new toy here that I thought I'd open up here. I haven't talked about this before, but I've kind of got the itch to learn some MIG welding. I've got plenty of other welders, but I've never attempted any kind of MIG welding. But, you know, watching some of the guys on these YouTube channels that we watch, I kind of got the itch to learn it. James Green's got some stuff lately he's been playing with. And of course Adam has done some, several others, but anyway, machine work and TIG welding kind of goes hand in hand. Sometimes you may need to weld a piece of aluminum or something, you never know. I'd like to equip the shop here with just about anything I think I may ever need, might run into. UPS delivered this today kind of late when I was at work, and I noticed there's some banged up spots. I want to be sure it's not tore up, and if it is, I want to catch this on film so they'll know that I didn't do it. So. Okay, let's see this. I guess we've got plenty of time to talk about what this is and how I've come about buying this particular model, but I've done lots of hours studying about this. I believe this is the best bang for the buck that I've run into, at least for this particular I don't know what you'd call it, but this is, there's cheaper welders out there, but for the capabilities that this one has, you're not going to find one a better deal that has as good a reputation as what I believe this one has. So it's pretty heavy actually. I thought it was supposed to be lighter than this, but I like a heavy machine because to me, the heavier they are, the more I feel like the better quality they are. The lighter they are, I feel like they probably didn't put much into them. So, that's my own opinion, of course, but this is the first piece of this. There's some other pieces on the way. This is the first, this is the welder itself. And Jody on welding tips and tricks. I'm sure most of you follow him. He's an excellent welder, excellent teacher for it. I've seen he had a whole series on this particular welder, and I saw Mr. Tig on weld.com also has used this welder in a lot of videos too. So I think what Mr. Tig has done with this welder on his stuff is, I mean, you can use your own opinion on what you think he's doing there. I think he's built a business out of it and trying to make a little profit, and that's fine. He spends the time to do the work. He should get compensated, but you'll find plenty of videos on this particular welder if you'll search YouTube. And I'll be glad to share anything that I find out about it as well. But I've never done an unboxing video before, and I guess if you want to call it that, what this is, then go ahead. I just mainly was checking to see if it had any damage, and I don't see any damage to it at all. And it is heavy, heavier than I thought it would be. I thought the weight of it was supposed to be 47 pounds or something, but it's a lot heavier than that. Feels like, I don't know, feels more like 75 pounds or so to me. So that's good. Looks like it's all there. Of course, it doesn't really come with anything, which is all we got to do. I already knew that it's not going to come with much. I'm not lying. I've already downloaded the manual on the computer, and it's pretty good. The manual is really has a lot of stuff. I've read through nearly every page already sitting in the computer in there, and it is real good. I think I'd read, somebody said the manual didn't really tell you nothing. I don't know of anything the manual don't tell you from what I've read. And I've got, will tell you there's, if you don't know, if anybody cares about this particular, I've studied this to death. You've got a white and a black wire here, and I noticed they've got this around it, which I just pulled it off. I don't think I'm going to forget, but anyway, that's your main 220, and then you've got a ground. This red wire, you need to just cut it off. That's for 3-phase. We're not using 3-phase, or I'm not. This will work with 3-phase or single-phase, which is the first machine I've ever heard of that would work for both, but this particular one is wired apparently where it'll work either way. It is a 220 volt system, it's not a 120, so don't confuse that with this dual purpose deal. But the red wire is your 3-phase. We'll cut that off. I actually ordered some cable today. I'm going to extend this wire if I can. It comes with 6 feet. Let's say it's 6 feet cord. That's not hardly enough to hardly get away from my workbenches over there. So I'm going to see if I can go inside this machine and just replace this cable with about 10 or 12 foot cable probably. And then I'm going to build me a long extension cord about 20 foot long where I can reach anywhere in the shop if I had to. Most of the time I'm going to set up a welding area over here and try to stay right there with any of this welding, and that's where I'm going to use it. And I'm just talking about if I happen to be on the lift or if I was building something on the other end of the shop, I just want to be where I could reach it. Now, if you don't know about this welder, this is my first time to ever see one in person. I'm just telling you, I've studied this to death for a few weeks. There's a lot of knobs here, ain't there? Well, believe it or not, I know what they all do. I didn't say I can weld as well as anybody that ever has, but it ain't going to be because I don't understand how the features work. But they're color-coded, green, blue, yellow, you know. This is your stick deal. I probably won't ever use the stick very much. You never know, I may use it some, but I bought this for the TIG welding features. I have a really good Miller MIG welder over there. I'm good on regular MIG welding. That's mainly all I use. I don't need stick. If I need a stick welder, I've got a big Lincoln portable generator type welder with a Kohler engine on it. It's a Lincoln 10,000. That's for side point. Anyway, this has pulse features. It has everything. Here's the pulse settings. Jody had said if you want to just start out with something, set all in at 12 o'clock. If you're going to use the pulse feature, you turn the pulse on or off, so that's not something you have to use. And you got your post and your pre-flow and your post-flow on the gas flow. So I'm thinking a second or so is going to be enough. You're going to waste a lot of gas if you don't really need that. So I would think about a second before you hit the arc, and then post-flow, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. I think I'm going to start with that setting. You got your up and down slope if you want to use that. And then this is your start amps and your end amps on that too. So I'll play with those. And here's your regular amps. You want to set that wherever you need it. It's from 5 to 250 amps. Of course, you're going to be welding on AC with aluminum. I bought this piece of aluminum because I don't have any spindle around here too much. I bought this at Tractor Supply today. I thought I'd just cut up pieces of it and just so I'll have something to practice with to set it up. But tomorrow I also ordered the cart that this goes on, and I ordered the cooler. Everlast makes a cooler that you hook up, because this comes with, oh, we didn't get into what it comes with, did we? I hadn't even looked in this box. Okay. Here's what it's going to come with. I have an idea what it is, but it does come with a torch, but it's a, there's a few consumables they call it, which is collets and the cups. Not much. I've never touched any of this before. I've been researching this a lot. So, and this is going to be, we don't know. Probably your gas hookup. Yeah. I've got a bottle of argon I've already bought too. It's out in another building. I haven't moved it over here yet. But that's going to hook in the back of the machine. So it'll go from your regulator on your argon bottle to your machine right here. That's all that's back here, really. And your you've got an on-off switch here, or a breaker. I don't know if that's your actual on-off switch or just a breaker, but it's I'll go ahead and turn around so you can see what I'm talking about again. See, there's where your gas hooks up, and you won't ever mess with that. Once you get it set on the cart with the bottle and everything, that'll just stay hooked up. And then kind of got it here. There's your main power cable. Like I said, I'm probably going to take this, depending on how hard that is to take apart. I ordered some cable like this that I think I'm going to put a little longer one in there. It's not that hard to get to. This plug right here is where your, this goes on the cart. This sits on the top. The cart has two levels. I bought it from Everlast. It'll be here tomorrow. I'll show it to you. This sits on top and your cooler sits on the bottom, and then the cooler is because this comes with a water torch. It's probably a cheap old, probably not a really good torch. I ordered another air-cooled torch as well because I figured this one, from what I've read, may not be a very good torch, but I don't know. It may be. It looks pretty decent, actually. But this is a water-cooled torch, and you got to run water through it or you'll burn it up. This has the switch here, so they don't look bad at all, actually. This is not the one that they said came with it. I think this is maybe a CK torch, actually. Looks like a pretty nice torch. I didn't think it come with it. It's called an 18, it's a size 18 torch, it's supposed to be anyway. But anyway, this is going to be, if any of you are setting one of these up, I'm going to tell you. Luckily, these are color coded, so the red is the hot and blue is the cold. If you don't have colors on them, then the best way to remember that is, trying to remember this. The red one is the one that's coming, the hot side is the one that comes from the, well, you can't see that in here, can you? See the one that's going to the, that's just the electrode. This thing's backwards now. Anyway, luckily they're color coded. There's plenty of stuff in there that tells you which one's which. If you can see how the blue one comes into there, into this side. That's the blue, which is the cold coming from, cold meaning coming from the cooler. It's cold when it comes from the cooler. And when it goes through this torch head, it gets hot. And so that's the red, the hot goes back to the cooler. And then the other wire is the switch. You hook it up and that's where the switch Now, you don't hook, I think you leave this unhooked if you're gonna use the pedal. Because the pedal has it on. It also comes, while we're looking through here, also comes with a regular old stick welding attachment there. Yeah, kind of a cheesy little ground strap that I've got a magnet one that I thought I might use, but for aluminum you ain't gonna use a magnet. That actually looks like it makes good contact. It's got like a copper contacts. That actually don't feel bad. The thin stuff, of course, on the welding table, I ordered a welding table as well. That would hook onto that real well. So there's the torch. I wish I had the glasses and I'd look, see if it tells the brand name on here, but it says SR18, so let's do a search for SR18. I really think this is probably an Everlast brand. I don't know, it looks pretty good actually. I don't have any problem with this. This looks good. I thought I might end up buying a better CK torch, but let's see what's in this. This is your regulator. I may be getting a little long-winded. I just wanted to show you an unboxing, but let me turn this back around. It's kind of boring looking at the back. I'm telling you, there's plenty of videos about this. Well, from weld.com and from Welding Tips and Tricks by Jody. He doesn't get real detailed about everything, but there's so many videos that tell us a little bit about all the features. I will tell you, remember this, on steel, you weld in DC. DC negative electrode. So you're going to use your electrode, you're going to plug into the negative side. It's right here. On AC, you're still going to stay plugged in here, but you're going to, AC is not, doesn't have polarity. Make sure when you hook up the torch and the ground, you're going to hook the ground in the positive side. I know that sounds backwards, but now that's for DC. If you was going to weld in AC, which they don't recommend TIG welding in AC, steel, I'm talking about steel and stainless steel. You weld in DC electrode negative, they call it, DCEN. And here's the little regulator that comes with it, that I've heard is a pretty good one actually. You wouldn't think so, but I'm telling you, this is a, you know, they want to say this is a Chinese welder, but this is this Everlast, what a brand is supposed to be pretty decent stuff actually. And this, let's sit this way because there's the gauge. I've also heard that this is in, instead of cubic feet per minute or whatever it is, and it's not. See, SCFH is cubic feet per hour. I don't know what the S stands for, something. Cubic feet per, and this is your pressure, so I think you set this, I don't know what you set it on. I don't know what this pressure may just show what's in the bottle. I bet it does. This is just, I really don't know on that, come to think of it. But you set this part here to, think about 15 cubic feet per hour. And this is in standard and not liters like somebody had said. The older ones, I guess, used to come with said liters. There's plenty of charts. I've got an app on my phone actually that shows both numbers, so that's not a big deal. Now, I have heard that the pedal these come with is not as good as some of them that you can buy. There's one called SSC that you can get. And this is a 22,000 ohm. They used to make one that was 50,000 ohm. This is 22,000 ohm. I think they call them 25 and 50 is what they kind of round them up to. But that's a pedal that you can use. I have no experience doing that, but debating on whether to use the pedal when I first fire it up or try to use the switch. But as you get more practicing on this, I guess you'll figure out what to do. There's a little book that comes with the regulator, and I guess it'll tell more about that. There's a pressure gauge and there's a flow meter, so I'll figure that out. Anyway, if you got any suggestions or questions with any of this, I'm going to be spending most of the week as things are arriving. The cooler will not be here till sometime next month. They were on back order. That's kind of aggravating, but that's just how it is, so that's not gonna do that. That's one reason I bought an air-cooled torch. And so, I'm gonna have an air-cooled torch coming. I think it'll be here Thursday. Today's Monday. I believe it's gonna be here so I can hook it up and start welding if I have time. And I also bought a stubby kit that Jody talks about that's supposed to fit both of the torches. No more than I'm gonna be messing around. I don't think I really need the water cooled anyway, but it came with water cooled. And, that's the way to go from what I've been told. You want a water cooled torch, it keeps you from getting hot. You don't want this to be hot on your hand, even though you probably got a glove on. And it doesn't get hot. It'll make the torch last longer. You won't overheat the torch. So that's how it is. And I know nothing about this stuff. I don't have how all this goes together. I'll have to figure all this out. I do have some tungsten already bought. This does not come with the tungsten electrodes that go in here. So anyway, there's enough stuff here, not counting the tungsten electrodes and the filler rod does it. I've already bought both of those. I have them around here, and I got to clear out some space on the wall, and also my welding table that I bought from Tab. I think it's called Tab and Slot table. I bought a 2 foot by 4 foot table. I'm hoping that's going to be nice. Now that's a pretty big project to put that together, so I doubt I'll video that. I might video a little bit of it or take some pictures. I don't know. I'll be too busy working. I think you got to clamp it all together and then tack weld it together flat, clamp it together and get it all real flat before we weld it together. But anyway, there's the weld. It's going to be probably next week before I have it set up. And I'm probably not going to show you my terrible practicing on this, but I think I can pick it up pretty quick because I welded for, I don't know, over 30 years I've been welding, so I'm hoping I can pick this up fairly easily. As much studying as I've done on this, I have a good understanding of what I'm going to be running